that this
What?
movie, yes, it's
No.
been 20 years already.
Oh, no.
And and the crowd reactions together, there's a shared experience when you watch a movie together.
It's built to put a bunch of strangers in a building.
The thing I love the most is that barbecue table.
Got the dry boy like I'm Ghost Rider. Got that flame now, I can take it higher. We've been heating up, welcome to the fire. We could go to war, always been a fighter. Hey, welcome to the fire. Welcome to the fire. Hell and back, yeah, make the devil wait, ayy. This that fly, I just elevate, ayy. You can let them talk, you can let them hate, ayy. When the night comes, bunch of renegades, ayy. I've been doing my ish for a long time. Greatest out to ever do it, that's my call sign. I don't pay him no mind, I ain't got time. I've been coming for the throne, this is all mine. Big talk, but I really been about it though. We ain't ever stopping, we got places that we gotta go. Fake friends, lot of trends, we don't follow those. Only one of me, all of them, there's a lot of those. I don't care, I'm not feeling what you're saying though.
Alright, hello, I'm Primrose from Major Cineplex Thailand. It is such an honor for me to be here with you today. Before anything else, could you introduce yourself to Major Cineplex fan, please?
Hi, this is Justin Lin, director of Fast 9. I'm very excited for the film to be finally coming out in theaters, and I can't wait for you to be able to go to the cinemas with your family and your friends and really enjoy the film.
So for the first question, you've been directing in the Fast franchise for 5 movies already. So I'm wondering what is the key success behind the franchise, like from the movie about cars and action stuff to one of the most lovable family on screen.
I think the secret is that we don't take it for granted. I think that when we started making these movies, the Fast and Furious franchise was not where it is now. And I remember sitting down with Vin and I said, hey, let's work hard, and if we're lucky enough, let's keep pushing and let's keep growing and let's keep evolving. And I think it's very easy for people to go, oh, you're a car racing movie or whatever, and we're saying, great, we're proud of that, but we're going to keep evolving. And every time you think you know who we are, we're going to show you who we really are. And so that's been kind of our process, and I'm happy and proud that we're now here, to talk about the 9th chapter.
So Fast 9 is really pushing the boundaries. So I think the audiences might curious about the possibility in the movie, like you are going to space via a car, and there are all the craziness and impossible stuff going on. Why, in fact, this team got a scientist as a consultant. Can you talk about that?
I think that's the thing that I love about doing movies like Fast, right? Is that like my imagination has no boundaries, and whatever idea that I have, I also have to make sure that the crazier we're gonna get, I got to make sure that we have to check that to make sure we earn it, that emotionally, that it's for a reason. It's not just to be crazy. And then when I can get that all straightened away in my head, then I can call anybody, any question I have with anything, I can get on the phone and we talk about it. And so it's just part of the process I enjoy most, and I feel very fortunate.
Tell me 3 things that you love about this film and why.
The thing that I love most about this film is that, I got to grow with the crew and the cast, 15 years ago, we're very different people, and we got together and we're there to support each other and to be able to see each other grow, not even in these films, but in other projects. I'm very proud of everything that we're doing. And that's actually very rare in Hollywood, and then, the second thing that I love about doing these movies is that we can do anything we want, like we can do things that people never done before. And to be able to earn that is really important, and finally, I think for me, like doing these movies, to be able to keep growing, that doesn't happen a lot. I think a lot of times when people do sequel, they're like, oh, it worked on the last movie, let's just do the same thing again. And I didn't want to do that, and we didn't want to do that. And to have such great partners in the studio to say, no, keep going, that to me means everything.
All right, and this one is probably the last question and a fun question. I asked everybody about this. Among all the cast and yourself, who is the best driver and who is the worst driver in real life?
Oh no, I can't. I could tell you, everybody's a good driver in their own way. I honestly like. I remember Paul was really into driving, so he was awesome. But every time I think he's better than Vin, I would have Vin do something, and he would always hit it on the mark. So they all surprise me because I think the cast, because they're part of Fast and Furious, I don't know what they do. Maybe they practice on their own, because when they show up, they don't ever want to be embarrassed. So they were always hit their marks, and they're great. So I don't know who is the best or the worst. I just know that when they show up, everybody wants to be the best.
All right. So thank you so much. That's it for today. Appreciate it.
Great to see
All
you.
right. Thank you. So hello, I'm Titiapa or Primrose from Major Cineplex. So it's just an honor for me to be here with you today. Before anything else, could you introduce yourself and say something to Major Cineplex fans?
Yes. Hello, Pichiapa. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate all your support. Thank you.
So first, I have to say welcome back. How do you feel about coming back? Especially there are so many things going on in the franchise.
It's an amazing feeling to be invited back to see your old friends and family. Getting to see the cast and the old, and many of the crew that have been there since I started the franchise. It's that really, aside from the actual movie part of it, on the human level, that you start to realize those things actually, are really important, especially during times like today, so great feeling.
All right, good. So this is the most important question that I have to ask you. How do you feel about Justice for Han campaign thing? Is there anything that you want to say to the fans?
Just simply thank you. Without the fan support and their campaign, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. It's amazing as an artist to contribute to something and then it being taken over by people all over the world, and it actually meaning something. So it validates my, kind of place on this earth as an actor, as an artist, to go, hey, something I did actually means something to all these people around the world. And they love him so much, they want him back. And so that the campaign hashtag, the Justice for Han thing it's so humbling, it's amazing that you can be connected to people all over the world from a role that I played as an actor. So very grateful.
And this one is the fun question. I ask everyone this question. Among all the cast, who is the best driver and who is the worst driver in real life?
Worst driver in real life? I think there are people that don't even have a driver license. Some people that live in the city, like Natalie, who plays Ramsey. She's from London, so I don't think she drives normally on a daily basis, and the best driver.
What about the best?
I'd say me. I would say me.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I think I drive a lot anyway, and I like to drive, right? And I love manual cars. I love old cars, so I would say me for now. Yeah.
So you said you love the car. And if you can pick one car from the franchise, what would it be?
One car from the franchise right now, I would go back to... In Fast 5, I drive a Ford Maverick. And it's a Brazilian Maverick that was made in Brazil for a couple of years only. And so it has a great history. It's Brazil's, Chevy Camaro or their Corvette or their Ford Mustang. So it means a lot to me because, when you travel around countries and all over the world, maybe language and culture and just, experience is a little different. But that car taught me that through a car, you can actually connect, that there are people that love a Ford Maverick in Brazil more than we love these crazy, cars in America. So, to be able to have, a shared connection through a car, the Maverick symbolizes that. So I would say Ford Maverick. You guys go look for it in Fast 5. It's a piece of junk, but it means a lot to me. It has a lot of soul.
Okay, so this one is probably the last question. Why do we need to see this film in the theaters?
Well, not only because it's been a long year of us staying at home, and I think a lot of us forgot what it feels like to be in the movie theater and why we love the theater, because it's a shared experience. You know, we love to hear the laughs and the crowd reactions together. There's a shared experience when you watch a movie together. And Fast 9 is a perfect combination of, you know, the action and all the cool cars and elevating, you know, the movie from the last one and all the, you know, the cool aspects of it. But then, you know, we have familiar friends, you know, people that we grew up with that, you know, that we're happy to see again, you know. So I think it has the best of both worlds. So I think we need a break from home and go watch a movie together and have something to celebrate.
That's true. So I think thank you so much. That's it. I appreciate it.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you
It's a
so
pleasure to
much.
meet you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Primrose from Metro Tech Thailand. So it's such an honor for me to be here with you today. Before anything else, could you introduce yourself to Metro Tech fans?
I can. My name is John Cena, and you can see me in the upcoming movie Fast and Furious 9.
But since you're new here, how do you feel, and did you get any suggestions from the rest of the cast?
I feel really good because I got suggestions from the rest of the cast. I knew the opportunity I was given was a big one, and it was very important, and I'm very grateful for that, and it's not lost on me. And everyone had a perspective of what they saw in this character, and it helped a lot because you have these cast members that have been part of this franchise for 20 years now, giving their input on, you know, choices and possible story, and it just was really, really helpful on me making choices. So I was around people with so much wisdom giving me help along the way, and it really made something that carried a lot of pressure very easy.
And you once said in the previous interview that your character Jacob will be the best villain we ever have in the franchise. Like, can you tell us more about this character?
Well, I think the trailer says it all. Someone who's bigger than Dom, faster than Dom, and smarter than Dom. And Dom Toretto has somehow managed to craft himself as this superheroic character who can literally stop anything. And finally, I think he's met his match, and in a very physical sense in Jacob, but also in a metaphorical sense in his past, the one thing he can't run away from. And I think that's what gives the edge here to Jacob and finally allows audiences to believe that Dom Toretto has indeed met his match. And I think that's a very important piece to it.
And this one is the fun question. I ask everybody about it. Among all the cast, who is the best driver and who is the worst driver in real life?
Well, you know, we all want to fancy ourselves great drivers. I've seen Vin do some pretty amazing things with a car. I know Ludacris is pretty into cars. So is Tyrese. I am not without my share of accidents and fender benders and curbed wheels. So I can't put myself in the best driver. I'd actually say I might be one of the worst drivers because I've dinged up a few rides that shouldn't be dinged up over my tenure. So I'll put myself at the bottom and I'll put Vin at the top.
Okay, and for the next question, as we can see in the trailer, the Fast and Furious is going to space. So where do you want to go the most if you had an opportunity?
Oh, if I had an opportunity?
Yes.
Man, you know, I want to go to the theater. I do. I think I, like everybody else, am longing for some human connection. And I think the movies for over 100 years has been a vehicle for all of us to get together and just be amazed. And that's why I'm so excited about F9. We're really giving people a reason to get back into the movie theater. And I really hope they do so safely and responsibly. But man, let's go to the movies again.
So to follow up that answer, why do we need to see this film in the theaters?
You know, for a myriad of reasons, and everyone has their own. To me, I think it's really important. At the core of Fast is a sense of community, is a sense of diversity, is a sense of global connection. We film around the world, so everybody can feel really close to Fast. Its cast is of all walks of life, so everyone can have a piece of the movie. It's built to put a bunch of strangers in a building to see and enjoy. Like it's the very heartbeat of the film. It's what makes the franchise so special, and I think that's why it needs to be enjoyed on the big screen.
All right, so I think that's it for today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, hello, I'm Primrose from Little Cineplex Thailand. It is such an honor for me to be here with you today. Before anything else, could you introduce yourself to Little Cineplex fan, please?
Hi, I'm Vin Diesel from Fast 9.
All right, so for the first question, from the Fast and Furious 2009, you've been in this franchise for 20 years already. That's
What?
movie. Yes, it's
No.
been 20 years already.
Oh,
Like, probably
Why?
like half of my life.
20 years? Oh, God. Where'd
Yes.
the time go? Oh,
So,
God. I must have been having too much fun.
Yeah, so does this movie, this family influence you in some way?
Well, this whole franchise is about family. And not necessarily the family you're born with, but the family you create, that brotherhood. You know, when people ask how we are still here 20 years later, the only reason is because of you, because of the fans that have followed us through every chapter, that have encouraged us, that have inspired us, that have cheered us on, and we've been able to, we try to make you proud every single time we make a fast movie.
And speaking about the family, in this movie, your son, Vincent Sinclair, will debut as the younger version of Dom. How do you feel about it? Is there any suggestions that you gave him as a father and actor and producer of the film?
First of all, Justin Lin is the one that put him in the movie, not me. And what I'm so proud of is that he shined all on his own. I wasn't able to give him any advice because I'm in the scene that he's in. And as you can imagine, once I go to work, I'm Dom. And it was almost bizarre when we got home and I saw how happy he was to see Dad return because he had to spend the whole day on set with Dom. And that must have been kind of crazy. But he was so dedicated. And he wanted to make not only me proud, but he wanted to make Justin proud. He wanted to make the director proud for believing in him to play young Dom. So he stayed with the actors. He worked and rehearsed with it. He put everything he could, and it made me so proud to see.
For the next question, why do we need to see this film in the theater?
Why do we need to see this in the theater? Because this is why movie theaters, this is the best of movie theaters. This is that theatrical experience where we all come together and we all cheer together and we all laugh together and we all cry together and we all are entertained. We're not on our couch where we have distractions and where we don't know if we're the only ones having any reaction or how I react. When you're in a movie theater, there's a magic to hearing somebody laugh 3 rows down. There's a magic to hearing somebody else gasp or cheer or, oh my God, that's a beautiful thing. That's something we didn't realize how much we would miss over the last year.
And this one is a fun question, and I asked everyone about it. Among all the cast, who is the best driver and who is the worst driver in real life?
Paul Walker's the best driver.
And what about the worst?
I don't know. The worst is I don't think they've ever. I don't think Natalie is a big driver. I think that's fair.
The most people interview, they pick you as the best driver.
That's so beautiful, and thank them so much for me.
And this one is probably the last question. Tell me one thing that you love about this film and why. Besides like all the families and like the brotherhood, is there anything else that you love?
I love that we're allowed to suspend reality and we're allowed to be entertained by a giant spectacle. But at the same time, the core of the thing I love the most is that barbecue table. The thing I love the most is it doesn't matter what part of the world you're from. When you sit down at that barbecue table at the Toretto house, you are family. And that's what I love the most.
Yeah, I wish it could be your family. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. ค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ Thank you.